Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for another exciting and informative Global Cruise Line webinar to discover hot new vacation destinations and the elevated premium cruise experience Celebrity Cruises can provide to your clients. My name is Johanna de Guzman. I am the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA, and I'm going to quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. The presentation will run for about 45 to 50 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce your presenter, Katina Athanasiou. Katina is Senior Vice President of Sales and Services, the Americas for Celebrity Cruises. While an industry veteran of 25 years, Katina has been with Celebrity since January 2023 and would tell you she is finally home. Her favorite celebrity ship is all of them, and her best kept secret destination that Celebrity visits is Malta. And with that, the floor is yours, Katina.
Hi, thank you, Joanna. Good afternoon, everybody, and happy today. Is today Wednesday? I think today is Wednesday. I hope everybody is having an amazing day and week. It is fantastic weather here down in South Florida. I am super grateful to be here alongside you and can't wait to get started. We have Charlie joining us in just a couple of minutes, but we're going to go ahead and dive right in because we have a lot to talk about with respect to Celebrity Cruises. We're going to go through quite a bit of just explaining, first and foremost, a little bit of the differences and differentiator across our beautiful brand. We recently opened up some of our deployment for 26 and 27. We're going to talk about that, kind of the state of the market, what we're currently seeing in terms of booking and sailing trends, of course, our offers, our amazing CLIA partnership, and then, of course, opening it up for Q&A. So let's get started with specifically the Celebrity difference and really talk about who Celebrity is and a lot of the work that we've done behind this and some of our new positioning that we came out with earlier in the year. So from our brand positioning standpoint, we really started to do a lot of digging and insights with, of course, our guests about who they are, how old they are, who they travel with, why they travel, and really what they're looking for from a vacation experience. And we found high and above that our guests are really what we call comfort seekers. They want to explore, but they really want to do it on their own terms and in the easiest way possible. We surveyed guests about what they thought about us, and oddly and funny enough, one word kept coming up, and that word was better. They always just said Celebrity is better in terms of what they deliver on board. Celebrity is better with respect to their cuisine. Celebrity is just better. And so as we started to kind of dissect all of the information that we got from our customers, we landed on our new positioning about really being elevated and elevating both the product and experiences. So you'll hear a lot about what we do in terms of an elevated perspective, elevated hospitality, and this is really what it means to be elevated. It really is kind of our differentiator, how we stand out from the rest. And we do this by exceeding the expectations of what a premium vacation can be by indulging the sense of curiosity through an elevated journey. And so that's really kind of the basis and the foundation of everything that we've begun to build from not only an onboard perspective, but also as we carry this through our brand positioning and, of course, our marketing. And for us to do that, we started to tweak and adjust a little bit of our look and feel with respect to our marketing and how we showed up across in the market space to make sure that we had the strategy that matched the appropriate brand positioning. So you'll see a lot with our new marketing and imagery that we have what we call a true eye view. And this really shows the perspective as if a guest was actually taking either their own family photos, maybe a selfie of themselves. So a little bit less of the perfectly posed models and the beautiful food that's perfect in every shot, and a little bit more approachable, a little bit more what people would actually feel them experiencing, themselves experiencing as they were on vacation. So this was about bringing more authenticity into how we show up in our marketing and making it definitely more approachable. Now, why do we do that, right? So when we talk about who our guests are, we of course did our homework and we really looked at the insights about our guests, who they are. I talked about that already. And because we talked about that comfort seeker guest, we really wanted to make sure that we began to share with our travel partners, especially the different areas that our guests typically tend to live when they sail with us. So this shows you a bit of both psychographic and demographic. So as you're looking at your customer base and you begin to segment your customers in terms of the things that they like when they travel, maybe it is their age, but that's not the only thing. So don't get too hung up on the age demographic. This just happens to be where our current guest lives in that demo. But it's really more about the psychographic, which is the cultural indulger, the quick break empty nester, the globetrotting parents, and the fabulous families, and really about how they feel when they travel and what they want to experience. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the fabulous families for a second. I have two kids, 17, actually almost 18. He's going to be 18 on Sunday, and I'm kind of freaking out about that, but that's a whole other webinar. So I have two kids, an almost 18-year-old and an almost 15-year-old. And we love to obviously travel and travel together, but the way that I describe our brand, there are many amazing brands that you travel for your kids when the kids are a certain age and that vacation becomes for them, right? And you are so happy about taking that time to travel for them. This is a vacation, and Celebrity Cruises is specifically where you travel with your kids. And there's a huge distinction with that when we talk about the families that travel with us. So I like to make sure I point that out. Talking about some booking trends and things that we're typically seeing. Our three top markets by far are what we call belovingly internally ACE, which is Alaska, Caribbean, and Europe. And when we talk about booking trends, the reality is that right now, Alaska, what I'll call 7-night and longer Caribbean, and Europe are still booking about 5 to 6 months prior to sailing. So while the window has gotten a little bit longer, it's still shorter than what we saw pre-pandemic. And it's super interesting because this is now a beautiful time for you to begin prepping your marketing materials, not only for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but also for Wave, because there's still a massive booking opportunity and booking window for that core Alaska, Caribbean, and Europe product. Short Caribbean specifically, which is a little bit new for us this past year, is booking a little bit closer in, so anywhere between 1 to 3 months. And that Short Caribbean specifically for Celebrity has really been about creating a supplemental vacation for your clients that maybe have been wanting to try cruise but haven't really wanted to invest the time in a full 7-night, and having a true elevated premium product now doing Short Caribbean year round is a perfect opportunity for you to really begin to offer them that supplemental vacation. Now, you have to know, of course, what offers we have in order to give them that right recommendation, right? So when we talk about our brand offers, and we're going to have a couple of slides that you might want to take little screenshots of, but when we talk about our current offer at the brand level, this is our fall sale, which is 75% off of the second guest, up to 75% off of the second guest, plus additional bonus savings. The up to 75% off is based on a non-refundable rate. So there are options similar to hotel and airlines. For refundable rates, it's up to 50% off of that second guest. And that's been kind of a base promo that we've had all year that has really been working well for us. The bonus savings on select dates is a tactical lever that we pull through different days of the week that allow additional bonus dollars off based on the days of the week. So we have been running for a very long period of time Friday through Monday, it's up to $200 bonus savings per stateroom. On Tuesday and Wednesdays, it's up to $150 off. We reset the clock kind of on Thursday. So Thursday it resets, and then we start up again on Friday. That has been working really well for us over the course of the year. I've had some feedback from partners. Gosh, Katina, that's confusing. It changes, twice a week, and I hear you. But how we've been communicating it and make sure that is obviously super important. But I'll also just share that the pricing is dynamic on a daily basis. And so the reality is that with the continued strong demand that we have, the true savings, the net price, rarely differs a lot for your client, because it really is an opportunity to create urgency for us, as most eyeballs that are looking at promos aren't looking at it every single day. We are, right? And you are, because you're selling the product all the time. Thank you for that. But it really does create the right sense of urgency for us, and that's so far been working. Now, when we get to, and this is definitely where you're going to want to take a screenshot, when we get to massive sales and massive retail market opportunities like Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up, things can get a little bit crazier. And so I want to make sure that we begin to socialize this with all of you so that you know exactly what our promotional plan and calendar will be for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So we're going to start Black Friday and Cyber Monday on November 8th, and we're going to go all the way for a month. And there are going to be differences in the bonus savings that are going to be happening across the board. So instead of the regular Friday through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then what we call kind of a reset, we're going to have variances. So don't you worry, this is going to be offered on the Celebrity Commitment. We're going to begin sending this out in emails. Your sales managers are going to begin talking about this and giving you the PDF to make sure that you have this right at your desk to know what it is. But again, I'll tell you, the reality is that the pricing is dynamic on it can be an hourly basis, definitely on a daily basis. So feel good and confident that regardless of whether or not they book on November 11th or November 22nd, it is very likely that the net price is going to be very close to each other, if not identical. So I don't want to stress you out and tell you that you have to stack up your bookings until Friday, November 29th. And I want to make sure that you guys have enough time to plan and properly market for our Black Friday and Cyber Monday month-long extravaganza. Now, all of these promos mean nothing if you don't know where in the world we're traveling to and all of the amazing open deployment that we have. So we recently announced our highly anticipated 2026 and 2027 deployment. And so far, it has gone incredibly well. You guys have done amazing jobs at pulling out your groups and really working to begin marketing this. So I wanted to go over a couple of highlights with respect to our new deployment rather. So you guys had everything that you needed. Don't fret though, if you happen to miss writing something down or you miss something that's on one of these slides are going to be available to you. It's also all available on thecelebritycommitment.com, and I'll talk about that in a couple of slides. So don't stress out too much. Let's talk about Alaska first and foremost. So our Alaska season typically goes between May and September. And our new deployment that opened up for 2026, we have some pretty spectacular new changes and updates with respect to this. So similar to 2025, we're bringing our Celebrity Edge over to Alaska out of Seattle, Washington. So 7-night itineraries visiting Dawes Glacier. We also have the Solstice out of Vancouver and the Summit doing Seward to Vancouver, which include our beautiful cruise tour options. So great ports of call: Ketchikan, Juneau, Sitka, Skagway, of course, the Inside Passage. So amazing opportunities. This is a great time for those people that are looking to get deeper into Alaska to really start talking about cruise tour options. There are extensions from the cruise that do beautiful land programs, completely included, fully hosted, perfect. and really offer a unique option to do land destinations, all that include an overnight in Denali. So really extensive, immersive experiences, and an absolute bucket list. So highlights on Alaska. When we talk about highlights with another A in destination, we were so excited to bring all of our Edge class ships to the most stunning places and parts of the world. And we recently brought Celebrity Edge over to Australia. She's actually just there now as well. And we debuted her 26 and 27 deployment as well for Australia and New Zealand sailings. So when we talk about this season, typically this season starts in October and goes through April. We have, of course, the Edge that will continue in 26 into 27, doing Sydney and Auckland. We have a variety of amazing itineraries, many that will offer really cool back-to-backs for those guests that are really looking to do immersive and great experiences staying on the ship longer. And of course, the beautiful Solstice, also out of Sydney and Auckland, doing a little bit of longer itineraries here. But these are just, tell you, bucket list. And for those of you that maybe follow our social media, just last week, Celebrity Edge arrived in Sydney, and it happened to be the day in which Prince Charles and Camilla had arrived in Sydney. And there are these gorgeous shots of them overlooking the Sydney Harbor with the Celebrity Edge as this gorgeous background. It was like the best and coolest thing ever. Top ports of call in this particular region, because a lot of customers, again, are looking at this bucket list destination. Mystery Island in Vanuatu, Christchurch, of course, in New Zealand, Kangaroo Island in Australia, just to name a few, but really bucket list destinations that allow your guests the opportunity to do some back-to-backs. As we continue with deployment that we've opened up, Bermuda and Northeast sailings, also really important. So many guests that love the opportunity to do this, not only in the summer, but a little bit into the fall as well, and get a chance to experience some of that fall foliage. So these particular itineraries travel from May to October aboard the gorgeous Celebrity Silhouette, out of Cape Liberty and also Boston. So we've got 7 nights that are running to Bermuda, specifically out of Cape Liberty. And then we have 11 and 12 nights out of Boston for Canada and New England. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous itineraries. Tons of calls, great port content, a lot of time in port, which is great, and quite a few that are doing double overnights. So absolutely an opportunity. And some highlights I've heard from partners, specifically in terms of Rockland, Maine. Halifax, of course, Nova Scotia is stunning. The overnights in Quebec City, I think I could probably stay in Quebec City for several weeks, if not months. Really fantastic destination. So wanting to make sure that you're capitalizing on the ability for guests to understand everywhere and everything that we do. We're taking a little bit, and we're kind of going back and forth. So sorry about that. We started on the West Coast, went down to the Pacific, headed back, and now we're going back actually to the Pacific with Hawaii and Tahiti. Bucket list. When you look at people who are saying, gosh, where would I love to go and how would I love to travel with a once in a lifetime experience, this is absolutely a destination. I was really fortunate enough to be able to actually do my honeymoon in Tahiti, and it was one of the best experiences ever, not only because it was my honeymoon, but it's just such a pristine and beautiful destination. The people are so kind and welcoming, and really, really an amazing opportunity. So we have a couple of pockets. These are short seasons that we do in this particular destination. So in 2026, it's going to be May and September, which is a really great time to travel. And in 2027, it's going to be April. So while these are specific with respect to when your customers would need to travel, again, once in a lifetime opportunity. Tons of port calls with great port content, really allowing the opportunity to do, yes, some back-to-backs as well, but you get Hawaii, you get French Polynesia, you get Fiji, and really, really great content in hard to reach places that are not as easy, as accessible financially, especially if you were to stay on land. So closing up kind of that side of the world, we are getting ready to open up our med sailings specifically. Europe is obviously a huge, huge opportunity for all of us. You guys do a tremendous job at sending your guests to Europe aboard Celebrity Cruises. So thank you for that. And we need it and we need your help because we have a lot of ships in Europe. So our season, we literally have Europe year round with Infinity, especially. Infinity is our year round ship in Europe. So that's why it says April through April. But we have 9 ships that are in Europe and we are everywhere, right? Eastern Med, Western Med, Northern Europe, of course. We have some great Iceland and solar eclipse opportunities that are available out of Iceland as well. So there is not a place in the world that we don't visit that your guests can say, I want to go to Europe, and we don't have a ship there. So we've got different size products, different offerings, different itineraries, again, built with some ideas of having the opportunity, should guests want to do some back-to-back on those. So Europe, huge opportunity. These are opening, if I'm not mistaken, we have a slide and a couple of slides. These are opening in the next couple of weeks, specifically for the Med. So let's work to start segmenting your guests, talk about those that you know wanted to travel to Europe this summer, but maybe couldn't afford it because of the Olympics, maybe because of Taylor Swift, who knows, but really great opportunities to be able to travel in 25 and 26, specifically in Europe. We have our South America product also that will be opening soon aboard the beautiful Celebrity Equinox. She'll be out of Buenos Aires, Argentina, with beautiful 14-night itineraries, 7 different countries. Can you imagine? Truly, truly bucket list destinations and allowing the exploration component to really be done as it can be flexible through the ship lens. So really great opportunity aboard specifically Equinox. We're bringing the ship back to South America starting in 2026. So this is a really great shot and opportunity for your customers that are looking. We talked about opening dates, and I want to make sure that we talk about this so you're prepared and ready as well. So we opened up a chunk of our sailings already earlier this month. So those are open for sale: Alaska, Australia, Bermuda, Hawaii, Iceland, Japan, and specifically Northern Europe. All of the Med in South America are actually opening next week. So these great itineraries will be open and available for sale and booking as of November 5th. All of our Caribbean and our canals will then open up a couple of weeks later, November 19th. And then Winter Asia and new for us, which is a grand voyage. More to come on that, and I'll talk about that on our Seas Today webinar coming up. That is a brand new voyage for us. It's a new opportunity. It's 110 nights of no repeat port content. So they're all made up of 7-night, 9-night, 10-night, right? So you can do one cruise, you can do multiple cruises, but there's 110 nights of true non-repeat port-to-port content. We've had a lot of guests that have talked about wanting the opportunity to sail longer with us and have non-repeatable port content. And so this was a great way for us to bring this to life for a lot of our repeat guests that were asking for this. So that will go on sale also in December 10th specifically. So much going on, so many great places in the world. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite and happy places happens to be when we sail together with CLIA. So Charlie, if you're there, come join me, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great, Katina. How are you?
I'm amazing. Anytime I can
So
talk about where we sail and I have you, like this is the perfect trifecta.
and Katina, I'm doing my part in Europe because we just booked a fabulous cruise on June 6th on Celebrity Ascent from Rome to Barcelona. So we're very excited as a family.
Yay! So thank you. First of all, thank you. Second of all, I'm trying to bribe my son who is graduating high school this coming year. I'm trying to bribe him to make sure that we can do Celebrity Ascent in Greece next summer. And
Oh,
the only reason
that'd be
I'm attempting
wonderful.
to bribe him is because he technically we're giving him the opportunity to choose the destination. But I'm trying to influence a little bit.
He'll love it.
So
So,
let's talk about this amazing partnership that we have together, right? I'm going to let you start because this started. I wish I could help take credit, but I cannot. I was very lucky enough to come in after this has been established, and I was like, heck yes, we're keeping this as long as we can.
well, what's truly extraordinary is the impact. Our partnership is so strong, and I think we're going into our fourth year, if I'm not mistaken. And the impact that it's having on travel advisors who want to learn more about celebrity cruises and and are seeing their sales grow. I spoke with a travel advisor at an event a couple of weeks ago, and he actually showed me on his phone how his Celebrity Cruises sales have grown exponentially because of the first CLIA Celebrity Cruises seminar at sea that he attended. And he attributes it directly to what he learned and the time that he was able to spend with the Celebrity Cruises team and with the CLIA team. So um, CLIA could not be more grateful, Katina, to the entire Celebrity Cruises team and for you for just continuing this program, and it's just going to be another wonderful event that will benefit advisors.
It's amazing, and it is our absolute honor to be able to do this alongside of you. And for those of you that haven't heard about it or participated in it, it is a combination. It's a sailing. Charlie and I sail on it the whole time, and it is a combination of networking. Um, Training, really great opportunities for you to connect one on one with different advisors as well. So while we do celebrity and destination training in some respects, there's also a lot of really great opportunity for you guys to connect directly and talk about overall business and what are some of the things that you're seeing and hearing and strategies, and how do we had a great advisor panel last year. So it really is an opportunity to connect with like-minded business colleagues in a beautiful setting, of course, and get both networking and training all together. So let's tee up, or let's kick off the video to show kind of some of the highlights from last year. Maybe or not, which is totally fine.
I didn't know whether or not we'd be able to see the video as presenters, so hopefully it'll come up soon. Here we go.
All right, I don't think so, and that's okay.
Okay.
Maybe at the end. Oh, it says attendees are seeing the video. All right, so they saw it. All right, sounds good. So we are super excited. We're hosting this again in 2025. It is going to be aboard the beautiful Celebrity Silhouette, February 3rd through the 7th out of Fort Lauderdale. And guess what? Just this week, it's actually sold out. So we're currently on a wait list. We're currently on a wait list, but don't fret and don't let's keep the wait list going, because between now and then things happen, right? Life happens. We all know that.
Right.
And it is very, very likely that we'll be able to open up the wait list. So make sure, and we have, I think, some qualifications. I don't know, Charlie, if you want to go through that.
Certainly. So, in order to qualify, you need to be a current CLIA member, and that's a current 2024 CLIA member because 2025 membership for individual agents has yet to open. So, current 2024 CLIA member, you have to either be CLIA certified, and if you're not certified, don't worry or you can be entered into the CLIA certification program. So, either currently certified or working on your first level of certification. And then I believe, Katina, there's some Celebrity Cruises requirements in terms of the sales.
Yeah, I think it's one. Wait, let's super feasible. It can't be your own, right?
Right.
And it has to be booked and deposited, and there is a form, and we can make sure if it's not here that as a follow up, it's also on the celebrity commitment in terms of the CLIA seminar at sea, and the information is there. But again, don't fret in terms of being on the wait
Right.
list right now because it is very possible that this will open up. And so keep selling, keep making sure that you're getting your certification and that you are obviously a CLIA member, super important. And hopefully we'll have the time to spend an amazing 4 days together. It was so awesome last year. Like, I cannot wait for this. So
And
let's
we
talk.
did our whole yacht rock thing, right? We looked so
Oh, we
we looked
totally
so
did the
smart and
silent
preppy, didn't
disco.
we?
I actually think we have a photo coming up next of our yacht rock, which was you were freaking spectacular. We did silent disco together. While we are not these beautiful models, we did do silent disco, and here you are. I mean,
Here
how
we
beautiful
are.
is this?
Oh, oh, we look like Lovey and Thurston Howell from Gilligan's Island.
I love it. So, so Charlie, I'll ask you because I think we
Sure.
have a little bit like what do you have a favorite moment from one of our past CLIA seminar at sea sailings?
You know, my favorite moment is when you and I get together and we welcome the advisors on board the ship. We typically do it in the disco. Listen to me, I'm dating myself in the nightclub, and we welcome everyone, and we're all so excited, and we're talking about what we want to get out of the program, and learning about the advisors who are new to the program, and I love that initial interaction because it's so the adrenaline is running and we're looking forward to the program. And yeah, that's my favorite part is the kickoff when we're welcoming everyone aboard. How about
I
you,
love that.
Katina?
That is a great part. I really enjoyed last year. So when we were in Key West, we ended up taking a smaller group. I ended up taking a smaller group to on a tour, and we
Mm.
did it was like a bourbon distillery. I can't remember the name. I
Ooh.
should because it's a famous name, and I can't remember it right now in my brain. And then so we did a bourbon distillery and tasting, and then we went and rolled cigars. Let me
Oh,
tell you,
wow.
that cigar factory was so cool. I don't even smoke cigars, but I was so excited to roll this cigar and take it home, and I was like so proud to show my husband. And that was really cool, and it was super hands on, and it was this small little shop, family owned. And the owner really talked about how he started and why he started, and talked about how they farm all of the tobacco and what they do and the leaves
Mm.
and all. It was just so cool. And so, I mean, the hours that we had together with that small group are now like memories imprinted in my brain. And every now and again I'll get a text from a partner like, oh my gosh, this came up on my photo, do you remember this? And we chuckle. So that was probably one of my, and of course our Super Bowl party, right? So it was during Super
Mm.
Bowl,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did a Super Bowl, and that was fun. Yeah.
That was a
because
blast.
because we have to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
so Charlie, I've had some partners that have asked me, do advisors get CLIA credits for attending? Can we talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. So you better believe it. So you can use the sailing for your CLIA certification as either a personal sale selling, sorry, a personal sailing experience, personal cruise experience, or as a ship inspection. And we might just have some surprises in store for the attendees that we will reveal on board that they might be able to double dip on this particular sailing. So we're still working on that, but we will have more information forthcoming.
Ooh, I like that. I like good surprises. We're getting a lot of hearts. So I think there's a lot of excited people. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay, totally different, like personal side, right? You are a frequent cruiser and sailor
Right.
of Celebrity Cruises. For that, I truly thank you. What's your favorite thing to do on a celebrity ship?
Oh, well, eat, but but I'll put that. I'll put that to the side for a moment. Well, let me just say, like for example, whenever we do this, Katina, and I love the Silhouette. It's one of my favorite ships in the fleet. But just I think back to Murano and when they do the Chateaubriand for two tableside preparation with the lobster tail, and oh my God, it's incredible. But I'm going to put aside the food because the food is absolutely exceptional on Celebrity Cruise. I love it. My favorite experience aboard Celebrity, there's so many of them, but if I had to pinpoint it, it's the Martini Bar. I love the Martini Bar. It's just so exciting, and
The energy, the vibe.
yeah, just I mean, it's beautiful, and watching the bartenders pour like 10 or 15, sometimes 20 martinis at the same time, and everyone comes together and just you raise a glass, and toast friendship, and just wonderful experiences with my fellow guests. I love that part of Celebrity Cruises, and the Sunset Bar. You can't forget the Sunset Bar. It's so
Yes,
beautiful
yes,
sailing
yes.
away.
Love, love, love that too. And I have to say, you reminded me because we had such a lovely dinner. So every night, Charlie and I host dinners. So you're gonna either love us or not by the time you're done with this cruise. I think most people love. Um, but
Yes.
we host dinners every night, and I remember one that we did in Murano. We had that gorgeous little private room. We had some yummy
Yeah.
wine, and we just laughed. We laughed. We were sitting there for hours, and just really really had an awesome. And that's what I love. I just love getting to know everybody independently and individually. And really how amazing this industry, and to be able to do what we do every day for our partners, to be able, like your dream doctors, right? You have the opportunity to create amazing memories for your clients. So this is just one little sliver of us hoping to create great memories alongside all of you. So
Mm.
um, so I want to talk about too, because I've mentioned this a couple of times, our top resources to help you and where you can find more information on this particular cruise. So the Celebrity Commitment is kind of our one-stop marketing, where you market the brand and how you find things to market the brand and how to find offers and promos. The CLIA seminar at sea, everything is in the Celebrity Commitment. So the website is just down below. It says thecelebritycommitment.com. So that's everything to help you market. Also, where you can find information about the CLIA seminar at sea. So there's a PDF that you can click. It shows the qualifications that you need, and of course, how to register and be put on that wait list. Cruising Power for us, most of you know it, is really how you book, right, and how you help book the brand. So our espresso booking engine, our cruise planner and the flight finder, and the one-stop shop and files. So anything that you need to actually physically book the brand. And then, of course, our amazing celebrity sales managers and the entire celebrity team. If you don't yet know your sales manager, you can go to the Celebrity Commitment. So this is where it says go to TCC. It's go to thecelebritycommitment.com, and there's a Contact Us tab, and that's where you can find your sales manager. Connect with them, do a virtual meeting, a live meeting, whatever suits your schedule the best. Ask them about the CLIA seminar at sea. Ask them how we can help you grow your business. Absolutely, we want to make sure that we can connect with you how you want to connect with us. Speaking of, we also have a private travel partner only Facebook group. It's called The Celebrity Commitment to our travel partners. It is 9,000 people going strong. I have a desire for us to get to 15,000 by the end of this year. Kate, don't freak out on me. So if you are not yet following us, please make sure that you scan this QR code and make sure that you join us. I'm getting like flashes from Kate. But if you're not yet following us, make sure that you do. This group is super engaged, and a lot of it, which I love the most, is partners helping partners. So a partner will say, "Hey, does anybody know where to find this, or have you had this issue, or have you done?" And then another partner replies and helps somebody find out where it is. So while we do have a small but mighty, amazing team that does monitor this, a lot of it is about advisor engagement directly with each other, which is really really
Mm.
cool. So make sure that you guys are joining that. And then, of course, we have our monthly webinars, and we go into deep dive on new deployment that's opening. We talk about learning opportunities. So you'll want to make sure that you join us for our monthly webinars. All of this can be found, and you can register directly on thecelebritycommitment.com. We have a monthly webinar coming up for about our new deployment that's opening November 12th. So that will go into a deployment deep dive with respect to all of the med itineraries. Then we have a Learning Essentials, which is a multi-part series on November 19th. And of course, our December last webinar of the year, that will be December 3rd. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. So with all of that, let's open it up to some Q&A. We've been talking enough.
I love that picture.
I know, it's my favorite. I tried to recreate that actually. We were at a trade show and we had an orange. I didn't have a knife, so that was challenging because the orange was a piece was a little too large, but I did try to recreate that. So I don't know if we have any questions that we wanna chat through and talk about.
Hey there. So, Charlie and Katina and everyone on this call, thank you for joining us. This is Kate Toth, part of the trade marketing team, speaking from the heavens. You're not seeing me on camera, but we're always here. We're monitoring this chat box. And Latanya on my team is here as well, and we're going through to make sure we address everything. This didn't pop up in the chat box, but it did pop up on the Facebook group. And I would love to pose this to the two of you because you're so well traveled. You're very creative in this space. When we release deployment, there are so many wonderful itineraries, and it can be a lot to think about and to manage at once. And Katina, you just talked through some of our really wonderful itineraries in the coming years. Do you have any recommendations on how to compartmentalize those or break it down? Or do you recommend focusing on a particular area of the world? Like, what is your recommendation for the agents to really tackle this piecemeal and to become experts in those different itineraries?
That is an amazing question. So my first piece of advice is figure out it. My first would say segment your own database, right? To understand first where you have the highest propensity for a destination based on your customer base. So if your customer base and you've been and hopefully you have a good CRM that will allow you the opportunity to say, yes, I have this portion of guests that have asked me about Europe or have specifically asked me about Italy, like even if you can kind of deep dive, and then it'll help give you insight into this is an area of the world that I know a lot about, so I'm good, or this is an area of the world that I don't know a lot about, so let me figure that out, and contact my celebrity sales manager so I can get more information about not only the area of the world, but why celebrity, right? I think that that's a super important. We may not be for everybody, and I am the first to say, like, you guys as travel advisors have one of the hardest jobs for so many reasons. But one of those reasons is when you're getting a cruise customer, especially who hasn't cruised before, and you're placing them on that first cruise, that first product is everything. It will make or break, right? Whether or not they choose to cruise again. It's so interesting, the psyche. I've had many guests that have said, I'm never cruising. I took a cruise when I was in college and it was a horrible experience and I'm never going back. And so I sit and I listen with that, and then I say, just out of curiosity, have you ever been to a hotel that you didn't like? Well, of course. I'm like, did you stop staying at hotels? And then they kind of like look at me and they kind of sit back, and I'm like, listen, I promise there's something for everybody. You just didn't use the right advisor to find out what that was for you. But give it a shot.
I
Charlie, what would
love
be
it.
your
Charlie, let's
I'm
hear it. I was concurring and I said I love it. So Charlie,
oh
any other thoughts on that?
yeah, no, I completely agree with Katina, and it's important for you to get your heads around um, what ships are going where, right? So look at the celebrity fleet that's deployed in Europe, for example. And one of the things that I always do is I get my hands on a physical brochure and I kind of plot out each ship so that I understand what each ship is doing, what the itineraries are, and sometimes the itineraries change, whether it be the days of departure or the duration, and certainly the islands, so that you have a real understanding of which ships are doing what itineraries and being able to match up the clients that make the most sense. I'm the type of person that always wants to go on the brand new ship. So, I booked myself when I found my own itinerary. I found myself, I wanted to go Rome to Barcelona, and I wanted a brand new ship. So that's what put me on Ascent from Rome to Barcelona for 8 nights. So really it's about understanding too, once you've organized your database of prospects and clients, it's about understanding which ships are where, what islands they're hitting, what ports and destinations they're hitting, and making sure that you have a really good understanding of that so that you can do the perfect matchmaking.
Absolutely.
I love it. Total departure from this. We're going to pivot just a little bit because one of the questions just came through that said, can you repeat the Facebook page, please? And for those of you who are really listening intently a few minutes ago, my boss's boss's boss announced to the world that we have very hefty Facebook goals for this year. So if you're on this call, I know who you are. We would love if you could please, as soon as this webinar ends, drop everything that you're doing and pop over to Facebook and please give us a follow. It is a private group, so make sure you go to the groups, and it is the celebrity commitment to our travel partners. We are at 9,000, 15,000 is the goal, but I will say, if I could just jump in for a moment for a little push, it really is worth your while to join. And Katina is actually one of the most involved and engaged members. So don't take it from me. Katina, can you tell them why it's worth their while to join and some of the content that we share on that page, the group, please?
Yes. So I think my team has a love-hate relationship with me for so many reasons. And one of them is because I am very active on this page. And so typically what happens is, I'm like sitting there at home at night, and my kids are now like almost 18 and 15. So they tolerate me at certain points of the day. And so, after dinner and all of that good stuff, I'm sitting on the couch, my husband's watching a show, and I'm like, going through Facebook, and I'll see somebody that's been like, oh, I had this issue, or I tried to call somebody and I couldn't get this or whatever. And so then I'm like chiming in, or I'm DMing them and saying, hey, here's the right number to call, or do whatever. Now, I have to say I travel a lot, so I'm not always on there, 7 days a week, but I try to be as often as possible, because it also helps me get a pulse and a good feel about what's going on. And if we have issues, just yesterday, I was on and saw on Facebook first that Cruising Power was out. And so that then helped me go to our team in IT and be like, hey, I just heard Cruising Power is out. What's going on? But that's a selfish thing for me, right? For our partners, there's so much engagement that happens. And I mentioned this, peer to peer, which is really, really cool. And it's also a very fast and quick opportunity for us to be able to disseminate information to you. So if we have a quick itinerary change or an announcement that's coming out, or, we're, a lot of the times we'll do polls because we're talking about, hey, we have this idea. What do you think about this? A lot of the times the team is amazing and they do giveaways. So they have these engagement giveaways. And so they'll have something up on there and they'll say, what's your favorite destination? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And we have a ton of giveaways. So it's super engaging. It's really fun. There are really good people, and they're all advisors, which is the beauty of it. So it's a safe space.
And you should really, really join. Really, it's a great idea. Mary Jo in the chat said she didn't even wait for the webinar to end. Mary Jo, you're on my list. Thank you. You're fantastic.
That's amazing.
One more, 14,999 to go. So, so this is a great question that's coming in. So, we were talking about all the different itineraries, and there's a lot to think about. And let's talk about 2025. 26 and 27 are very sexy, and there are a lot of new things to think about, but 25 is coming up very quickly. It's a crazy calendar, a lot of events in the industry, a lot of different conferences. We're highlighting the CLIA seminar at sea, which is incredible. But let's talk about where you guys are, because everybody loves interacting with you and meeting with you. Charlie, we're getting emails already about Cruise 360 next year. Do
Yeah.
we want to take this opportunity to talk about where your raving fans, I'm just picturing all these groupies saying, yes, where will you guys be? What does your 25 look like? Where are you going to be? Are they able to come in and stalk you and have a good time at Cruise 360? Let's talk about 2025.
Absolutely. And 2025 is such an exciting year for CLIA because it is its 50th anniversary. It turns 50 years old in 2025. And Cruise 360 turns 20 years old. So it's the 20th anniversary of Cruise 360. We're going to be having it in Fort Lauderdale at the Broward County Convention Center. It's going to be the week of April 22nd. And we've already got, I think it's somewhere in the vicinity of like 620 advisors that have registered already. It's going to be a little bit of a smaller Cruise 360 this year. We want it to, last year was so large, it was almost overwhelming. So this year we're gonna cap things off at 1,000 advisors, and it's going to make getting through the convention center a lot easier because there's still construction going on, but there's going to be a lot of surprises, a lot of exciting things happening at Cruise 360, and you do not want to miss this year's Hall of Fame because everyone absolutely loves the inductees that are going to be presented this year at the CLIA Hall of Fame. So lots going on for Cruise 360, lots of new courses and new seminars, and a lot of great engagement among our travel advisors and our cruise line leaders.
Yes, yes. I wouldn't miss it for the world. It is already in pen, Sharpie on my calendar.
Love it. Love it.
And
Oh,
it is one of my favorite shows because of exactly what you just said. There's a really good mix of learning, of development, of networking, the trade show component. It really is one of my favorite, and it's an opportunity, for me especially, to really meet frontline advisors and spend amazing time at the trade show, especially. We had such a blast last year at the trade show. We were side by side with our sister brands, and we had a DJ. We had great giveaways. It was spectacular and super fun. And I would say, speaking of giveaways, I actually, Charlie, so I was struggling this week, if I'm going to be really honest with you, because I was super excited that we were sold out for the CLIA seminar at sea. And then I was
right.
also kind of bummed because I've been traveling a ton during this conference season in the fall, and I've been talking a lot to partners about our seminar at sea. And I'm like, make sure that you get your certification, make sure that you're signed up, make sure that you sell those celebrity booking. Please join us. Please, I would love to sail with you. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And just this week, when we were told that it was sold out, I was kind of bummed because I was like, wait, I've been talking about this so much. I know more people are coming. So
Oh,
I think I'd like to give away a stateroom to join us, and I'm going to ask my team. Sorry, but we're going to add another stateroom, and I think we should give away a free cabin. You have to still qualify, right? So you have to make
right,
sure that you
right.
go through the appropriate certifications and sell the celebrity booking and so forth. But so you have to still qualify. But assuming that you qualify, we're going to give away right now to somebody on this webinar, must be present to win, a free cabin for two on the 2025 sailing. So are we ready? Drum roll.
So exciting.
We're ready. We're ready, Katina. Do you have the name?
I
Should I
got
give
you,
you the
girl.
name?
I
All
got
right.
you. And we want to congratulate and welcome Nicole McDonald.
Hey,
Yay.
well, congratulations, Nicole.
So, Nicole, we cannot wait to meet you. We cannot wait to sail with you. It is going to be amazing. And who knows, maybe throughout, the next month or so on some of our other webinars, I'll make the team find another cabin. So, so
That would
make
be
sure that you
exciting.
continue to stay engaged with it. Maybe we'll do something on our Facebook group. Huh, Kate? That's a good idea. Or not.
Oh, that's a really good idea. I love that.
So you got to follow us. You got to be engaged. So Charlie, first and foremost, thank you. Like,
Oh,
I adore you. You're, yes.
I just had a brilliant idea, Katina. Well,
I'm ready.
brilliant if I say so myself. Kate, please make sure that pages, not just individuals, can follow the Facebook page. That way, not only can I follow it as a travel advisor, but my agency Facebook page can also follow the celebrity commitment.
Ooh, that's an
Oh,
interesting twist.
I'm going to call in a Gen Zer on my team, and I'm going to make sure that our Facebook is up to par with your qualifications and wishes, sir. Consider it done. We got this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aren't you a Gen Zer? Kate?
Thank you. Love you so much.
So, Charlie, honestly, and I tell you this all the time, and it's you are just the kindest, most
Thank
amazing
you.
person, friend, supporter of this beautiful industry that we're in, and we are all better off having you as
Thank you.
a partner and a friend. So thank you for doing what you do, obviously for CLIA, but also for all of your member lines and all of your member agencies and advisors, because we know that there's so much advocacy and so much support that you and CLIA provide, and so we're eternally grateful.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Joanna, Kate, Latanya, the team, Maggie. Thank you to all the team that helped put this on. But most importantly, advisors, thank you. Thank you for taking this 45 minutes to join us. Thank you for your tremendous support. Make sure that you connect with us, connect with your sales manager, connect with me. However, we can help support you. We are here for you. We cannot do this without you. We do not want to do this without you. And we're building more ships, people. So we need your help filling them.
Thank you,
Thank
Katina. It was a real privilege to be here.
Katina and Charlie, thank you so much for your time today. And to the Celebrity Cruises team and Katina especially, thank you for sharing all the great information about what is to come for Celebrity Cruises. And we're excited for the future.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye,
Have a great day, everybody. See you
bye
later.
everybody.
Bye.